Hey, what's up everyone? In this video, we're going to be looking at the listing previews for the upcoming Canvas starter site. We're going to look at light and dark mode. Listing previews have to do with, the listing preview cards, clicking into the quick view of the listing, looking at the previews and listing feeds, anywhere else their preview card will show similar listing, related listings. There's lots of areas, but that's the listing previews that we're going to be talking about here in this video. We're going to look at the build notes for this, which can be found on the MyListing Club website, and just go to the Canvas starter site page and scroll down here, and we're going to go to listing previews and expand that. And I'm going to move this over to my other screen. I did a video on this previously, but some things, this is the latest version of everything. And barring any changes, I don't think there will be, if there's any, there'll be extremely minor, but this is how everything will ship. And the CSS packages are available right now to download from the club. And yeah, let's go ahead and dive in. So again, listing previews refers to elements, listing feeds, quick views, etc. on a MyListing website where listings can be previewed before clicking the single listing view. So before clicking into the entire single listing and viewing it, you're able to preview details about the listings. Hence the word listing previews. The biggest highlight of this section, if I can name one, is the unique styling of the listing preview cards per listing type. So I've pointed this out recently, and there's a way that you can target the listing preview cards based on the list type, and it's very, very easy to do. I'm often asked if I have or have ever seen some nice designs for listings that have to do with headshots. So like professionals, for example, really focusing on their headshots versus pretty much everything else. Like that is a real focal point. So I figured that out, was able to answer that. We'll be able to answer that question successfully for people going forward. If they ever ask me, I'm going to show you here in this video that I've done it. Okay. And so long story short, you can apply unique styling to preview cards based on the listing type. And in this case, I've done that to the expert listing type for this particular starter site. All right. So here we are on the Canvas starter site. There's areas of this site that aren't done, even though I'm getting close to launching it. There are still some pages that I will still have to build out, and some sections. So if you see something that looks unfinished, don't hold that against me, please. All right. Let's go to the Explore page, and let's just start at the core Explore page. I'm going to clear out my cookies, cache, all that good stuff. And we're just starting at the core Explore page. So this is the very first tab we're going to see here is the experts. And here you go. This is the unique design. Right away, you should notice a huge difference. So if I pull up a regular listing type that you're typically used to seeing, I should say, this is what you're used to seeing is like a card like this, right? So the unique styling, you see drastic difference. All right. Okay, so the first highlight here I mentioned is cohesive card design for the expert listing type. What do I mean by that? So as you see here with the typical look, you have the section here, and then you've got like what they call the footer. Okay, that's this white bar right here with some actions, they call them buttons, and some other stuff, right? So what I did was using CSS, I made it look like one cohesive card. As you see here, it doesn't look like there's any separate sections. It's just one card, right? As opposed to this section and then this section. So that's what I mean by that. The footer area of the listing preview cards has been brought up within the primary area of the cards, where the header buttons, the content, etc. are, to give the listing preview cards a more cohesive appearance. This was done with CSS, so starter site customers can easily undo this design if they choose to, or apply it to other listing types. So if you want to undo this and you want to go back to this look, it's just a matter of changing some lines of code. It's not difficult at all. I will mention too, starter site customers get a free month in the club community where you can ask me any questions you want about starter sites. Happy to help out and get your starter site off the ground. Obviously, if you are one of my clients and you've got some sort of support purchase in some form or fashion, you can ask me and I can easily tweak that for you. If you're in the club community, just in general, and you want to ask me, I'll help you there. But yeah, really simple to change, and vice versa. If you want this look to be across the board, to look on some of these other listing types, I'll show you how to do that. It's really, really easy. Looking at the back end real quick, I'll just show you a quick glance. So here is the look at the light mode version of the preview cards. If we scroll down, we see a section called Preview Cards, Experts, Listing Type. This section right here is what does this. Okay, you see, it's not a ton of code. Just that amount of code gets you that look, right? And we'll see here, the key is type expert. Drop that in front of the other elements that you want to style, and it will only style that card. All right. And the way that you find that is to just right click on the card. If you know your listing types by hand, the name, you don't need to do this, but I just want to show you like how I arrived at that information. If you inspect the card, you'll see here, let me expand this out here just a bit. You will see type right here. This might be a little hard to see, but you see type dash business. So it's just the name of your listing type. Type dash the name of your listing type. And that's how you in the code do this, right? So if I wanted this same look across the board, obviously I wouldn't have to preface it with type dash expert. I would just take that out and you're good to go. It's going to apply to all of your listing types. If you want this to apply to multiple listing types, you can just edit the code this way. Put a comma in here after this one. Put this in there like that. Change this to say business. That code right there is going to apply that particular style to that element to both of those listing types. And if you want to add another one, you can do that. Drop that in, change the name to say restaurants to restaurant. I think it's just restaurant. Boom. That's how you do that. And you would just go all the way through here and just do that for all of those. All right. So that's really, really simple to do. Awesome stuff. Miscellaneous highlights for the expert listing type. Custom card height. Again, you see that the height is unique. Really get a really nice height on that card so you can show a good headshot in there and it's not scrunched together. Cohesive card design, I've already gone over that. Custom footer category design. So you see here, this nice blue, which is our accent color with some opacity compared to what you see here. It's just this, this looks great. I love this nice clean look, but for the headshots that you really want to do for that particular card, I thought it'd be nice to do a unique design here because we can't have that white bar going across. I mean, we can, but I didn't want to. So I wanted to do something unique with that styling right there. Okay, custom footer bookmarked icon design. So you'll see here, you'll see that when you bookmark it now, it just colors in the icon itself and doesn't go outside of the icon. What MyListing does by default is apply like this background color to the whole icon. Okay. And depending on the listing type, it's different here. Since we have a white background, I wanted to do a blue icon fill. So that is how that's done. Okay, what else? Yeah, there's definitely some notes that I need to update here because there's some more features. All listing types. Custom feature promoted badges. So here we go. This one's promoted, this one's featured. So you see unique design there. And unique to this starter site is these borders that go across here. That was a unique design. Typically, all you're going to see is just this white. It's going to be the same across all of them. But you'll see here that I took this accent color border across all of the featured and promoted. So you can easily tell the different levels of promotion. What's up next? Custom head buttons. That's what I just mentioned there. And then the custom promoted features badges. Cohesive design of header items. That's again what I said there about how this border goes all the way across, which is a unique design. Quick view minor visual enhancements. So if we click into that, there's just some minor enhancements like increasing the font's weight and size of the title because it kind of gets lost in here. So unique styling on the icon here, some removal of some icons and stuff like that, but just a nice clean look. And then if we look at these, so the quick view of the experts, we see just a nice big, I use the alternate quick view template for this one. So we got a nice big headshot here on the left-hand side versus a scrunched look there. Okay. Also in the listing previews, it's worth mentioning that they carry over, like I said, to different areas of the website. So here we see on related listings that design is going to carry over there. For those, I did this in the previous video for, what was that one for? Single listings. I just did a video for single listings. And if you look at some of these lower package price packages, we see that similar listings are enabled for those. I'll let you watch that video for the explanation on that. But we see that the card design is carrying over. Now, if I was to go to the homepage, which I will probably do this, is go to the homepage and drop a listing feed somewhere in here, then that design will carry over there too. I will make it so. And one of the magic ways that you do that is with WP Codebox. Literally like one of my top 5, maybe even top 3 favorite plugins of all time. So what you do is you just say, hey, these listing previews, which is this snippet right here, we go into the conditions builder and we say, hey, let's apply it to the current post. If it's the current page is the explore page. Okay. So let's go back here. This is our explore page. It has preview cards. Let's apply the design to that page. Okay. If it is a post type is a listing, let's apply the design. This is a post type. Let's apply the design. So when I go, if I add a listing feed to the home page, I simply need to go into the code snippet and say, add another rule that says, hey, if the current post is the home page, apply that code. It's super, super powerful stuff. If you don't do this, typically on MyListing websites, what people do is they go into like theme options and they apply their CSS to the custom code area and CSS right here. Any code you apply here gets applied to the entire website, whether it's used or not. It's just a lot of extra code added to each page that's not necessary. So really cool way to separate this out. Aside from just the performance for the performance reasons, just the ability to hyper target, unique designs this way. It's really, really cool stuff. Okay, what else for the previews? I think that's about it. We went over quick view. Oh no, we got one more. So one more, and then we'll get into dark mode. So the compare. So if you're comparing listings, so compare that one. See how this nice blue like box shadow comes in here. So if I click it on this one, it's going to appear. So any listings that I want to compare, it's going to have that nice little blue hue. Again, super simple to remove it. It's just a line of code in the code snippet, and you could be back to the default, which I don't recommend you do though, because it doesn't really stand out. That is that. This is part of the explore page, so which I'm going to do in a separate video. So we won't go any further into that. But I do want to do dark mode. So let's go ahead and just refresh this, and let's go here. So we're gonna leave the light mode version up. Okay, and I want one light mode version of single listing up, and then we'll do a dark mode. Okay, so we're gonna just, with a quick flip of a switch, we're gonna switch the Explorer page to dark mode. So all we do here is we always want to toggle, if you're a starter site customer, or if you get these code snippets individually downloadable from the club, we just want to always toggle. If you want to see the dark mode, toggle off the global light mode, toggle on the global dark mode, and we want to see the change on the Explorer page, right? So all you got to do is toggle off light mode Explorer, and we'll toggle off light mode preview, because we want to see all of these in dark mode. Okay, and then on dark mode, toggle them on. And just like that, we have switched to dark mode for the Explorer page and the listing previews. And we'll go ahead and let's go ahead and do single listings too. So I'll toggle that one off and toggle this one on. Okay. All right. So let's go ahead and refresh, and we should have dark mode across the board. There we go. Now this map may look light to you. This is Mapbox, so you can do a dark skin mode if you want to make this whole thing pop and be super dark. Yeah, there we go. I'm going to do, like I said, another video for the Explorer page, but this is the way that it looks. And if we click into Quick View, it's mostly the same. It looks like I have an icon. I want to address this icon right here. So I will take care of that. So a couple things I can look at, but it's 99%. It looks great. So let's look at the compare. I did this one a little bit differently because the box shadow doesn't look right dark mode. So I just did a border. So we see a nice border here, and yeah, that is that. All right, so switching over to single listings. So here's the light mode and the related listings, for example. So let's go ahead and refresh. Boom, we're over in dark mode, related listings, and we see the dark mode look carries over here. All right, because this is a cheaper plan, they will have the similar listings at the bottom, and that design also carries over to what else? That should be about it. Yeah, the only other thing is, just like didn't do any opacity on this. Just did a solid color. I guess I could swing back and do some opacity on this, but I think it looks pretty good with a solid background on that. Let's look at different listing types. So this is the dark mode version of the non-expert listing types. So pretty cool. Another unique design. Quick view on these. Looks good. See the bookmark is a little different on these than these, just a different color. Same thing, a little border on the ones that are being, I might do a thicker border on those. I'm not sure yet, but you get the idea. I think it looks really, really good. And I'll get to that video next on the Explore page, but this thing is taking shape and should get this thing launched here in the not too distant future. So, all right, guys, catch you in the next video. See ya.